Candice Owens goes in on Cardi B. All right.
Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel.
Before we get started, I just want to say this. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I don't like everything about Candice, but I don't like nothing about motherfucking Cardi B unless it's a good joke. All right? What Cardi B represents, I don't represent that. But I can tell you this. At the age of 18 and 19, women like Cardi B were easy. They were fun to be around. That's why people like them. The more low value you are, the more you like it. It reminds you of your cousin. You know what I'm saying? But once you start developing, working, becoming a valuable man, not high value, but a valuable man, you'll learn to appreciate the company around you, and people like Cardi B just don't make it. One thing I like about Candice, I don't like everything. She's not the type of person I can hang out with. But one thing that I like about Candice, she sticks to the facts. You cannot deny that. Only a blue pill is going to watch this video that I'm about to play right now and still take Cardi's side. I'm sorry. If you still taking Cardi's side, you are a certified blue pill on this. Period. All right? So moderators, watch them inside. Don't let them get in too close. You know what I'm saying? This is Sigma Nation, where we keep things logical. And we're about to break it down.
People are telling you on Twitter that you got
Candice versus Cardi B. Let's go. All right. Let's get into it.
dragged, because you did get dragged, because you are uneducated when it comes to politics. That's first things first. I was not, I'm sure Ben Shapiro was not, we were not meaning to attack you. We're just simply telling the truth, which is the fact that Joe Biden did not spend the whole year in his basement to come up because he's a big Cardi B fan and sit down with you. He thinks you're an idiot. And, you know, I just am encouraging you to stop proving him right when you say ridiculous things like, I had to sit down with Joe Biden because my sister got attacked by a Trump supporter, Santa Claus, making it seem like Trump supporters are homophobic. A little education for you, Cardi B. Donald J. Trump is the first president that's ever gone into office in support of gay marriage. So, you know, those 8 years that your presidential candidate Joe Biden spent as the vice president with Obama, they didn't support gay marriage going into office. Obama changed his tune on gay marriage in his second term. So the whole idea of Trump being a homophobe is a bit pointedly ridiculous and shows how uneducated you are. Then you came.
All right, I'll just want to stop right there for now and bring it up and just let you know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were against it the first time and then they were okay with it the second time. What does that let us know? That let us know that the agenda's kicked in. It kicked in. You're either going to support us or we're going to get rid of you. That's what politics does. The world has been flipped upside down in the past 6 months. All for this moment in November for presidency. All of this corona, all of this Black Lives Matter, everything that you're seeing happening now is going to vanish so fast, the same way it did 4 years ago. But when it comes to the Obama and it comes to Biden, I did not know that they was against it at first. Let's go.
And you were talking about raising your taxes when you were on talking to Joe Biden, saying that you want your taxes lowered, but at the same time you want universal health care. That's ignorant and stupid. And Joe Biden knows it's ignorant and stupid. Even all the people that want free health care and universal health care acknowledge that tax rates have to be astronomical to be able to support that. So you're talking about a 74% tax rate. You continually keep saying you have a #1 song. It means shit. Nobody cares about a song about your wet ass pussy. Excuse my language for my followers. Being number one. I have a #1 song in the UK. I have a #1 song in Australia. I have a #1 song in New Zealand. That has nothing to do with Black America and whether or not you are helping or hurting. Right now, you are hurting Black America. Okay?
Let's talk about that as well. Is Cardi B hurting Black America? Yes, she is. Why is she hurting Black America? Because all the Black women look at her as being empowering. Why? Because she could dress like a slut and feel sexy. She could do things to feel sexy. That's what women want to do. They want to dress and be hoes so they feel sexy, so it feels good. And their leader's Cardi B. This is why we have so many thoughts in our community that thinks it's okay, because they've made her the leader. See, you have Cardi B representing a racist man who's proven to be racist, who was part of a racial group, and who has Ku Klux Klan friends that he has pictured with and businesses with. But they let her, the girl with no brain who used to be a prostitute, stripper, and on Love and Hip Hop, get up there and say demands of what she wants. Let's get back to it.
When you stand on a platform and you pretend to care about black men, when you ask Joe Biden, what are we going to do about these black men dying? He should have asked you back, what are black men going to do about black men dying? Because 94% of black men are killed by other black men, okay? We don't have an issue with police officers. In fact, if you go into those inner cities and you go into those projects, they need more policing. So you're a fraud. You're sitting here saying, making it seem like you're afraid of police officers. Are you afraid of your husband? You're more likely to be killed by your husband, way more likely to be killed by your husband than you are by a police officer. And you know that, right? You know that black men kill more white men. You know that police officers are killed by black men 18 and a half times more, right? So don't use your platform and 75 million people to make it seem like police officers are the issue. You're uneducated. I mean,
let's start there. She's right. She's right. Police officers, hold on, let me pull my screen up. Police officers are an issue in certain states and in certain neighborhoods. What certain neighborhoods experience, it's not a worldwide thing. But what's happening is everyone is distracted with emotional feeling. And then they're following behind, oh, Cardi B, she's so cute, she's funny. Let's just listen to her. The government and politics, entertainers, basketball players have been doing this to the black community for 40 years. You got LeBron James. I'm representing Joe Biden and all that, right? They had to get him. You notice throughout all this Black Lives Matter, Beyonce and Jay-Z fell back. Diddy fell back. Ice Cube started something, but then Ice Cube fell back. Colin Kaepernick didn't even show his face. He just fell back. Why did all these people that we're supposed to be relying on fall back? Because they know it's an agenda. And they know if they speak against what's actually happening, they're going to get Nick Cannon. You get it? They're going to get Nick Cannon. What they do with Nick Cannon, they cancel him overnight. Let's get to it.
I mean, that is just what it is. You are uneducated. And I don't have a problem, by the way, with musicians and rappers and hip hop artists dabbling in politics if they're sincere. What I mean by that is, are you talking to people on both sides? Are you trying to actually get an informed understanding? Or are you just being a mouthpiece for one party? Charlamagne the God has multiple people on his platform. He's talked to Republicans. He's friends with Senator Tim Scott, talks to him. He's a Trump supporter. He's had presidential candidates on his show, on The Breakfast Club. But he asks serious questions. He doesn't sit down with Joe Biden and say, oh, grr. In fact, Joe Biden wasn't comfortable when Charlamagne the God was sitting down and speaking to him because Charlamagne the God was asking so many difficult questions. He wasn't just giving him a Santa Claus list like you were. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and none of it makes sense.
She's right. She's right. Let's pull that back up. She's right. Sometimes I think Charlamagne could be biased about stuff. Sometimes I think he's with the LGBT. But one thing that I could say, when he got in front of Joe Biden, he asked him the right questions. And Joe Biden did not know how to answer them. All right? Why? Because they're playing mind tricks with black people for the votes. But what's happening nowadays, black people with money, black people that work hard for their money, is actually looking at the laws. They're looking at the taxes. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, I'm not about to give up all my money for these Negroes. That's what's happening. Everybody's going to lose their money to go to a global health system. Why? It's not happening. What's happening is people with common sense, we know where we're going. People that's tied in emotionally, you're just going to be a victim.
You're serious about politics. You're serious.
Hold on. Let's get those likes up. Let's get those donations up. Big shout outs.
Serious about trying to use your platform for good, then you need to educate yourself. That's literally all anybody is saying to you, is that you need to actually educate yourself and do the work. By the way, I'm not in your zone, you're in mine. Okay, so I get tired of your commenters and your fans saying, oh, she's clout chasing. I'd be clout chasing if I was challenging you to a rap battle. I'm not doing that. You're in my area. You're in politics. You're embarrassed because you realize you know nothing about anything when you're on Twitter. You actually told a lie just now to all of your followers. You said, oh, Trump, you said Trump told people to drink bleach. He never did that. Then you said Trump laughs when black men get shot by police officers. How do you just put out a lie like that? How do you consider yourself to be a serious person when you just outwardly lied to all of your followers? You know he's never laughed at a black man dying at police officers.
Right, she's right. You have to understand this, that Cardi B, this is why they love stupid people, the agendas. Why you think all the rappers that ain't got no common sense, they always get millions of dollars. They always give the people with no brain millions of dollars. People had never noticed that all the rappers don't have a college degree. J. Cole, none of them have a college degree for real, for real. Why? Because they know we could tell them to do what they want to do just by waving money in their face. Y'all better listen to Candice. Listen, I don't like everything about Candice. She's turning me on now. I'm just playing.
You know that for a fact. You can't pull a clip. Not even CNN, with all of their bullshit and lies, has ever claimed that Donald Trump laughs when black men die at police officers. But you told that lie in a tweet. Why did you tell that lie? Because you're a fraud. So I'm calling you out on being a political fraud. You pretend you want to help. You don't. You don't. You don't know why you're a Democrat. You have no idea why you hate Republicans. You have no idea why you're on the side of the party that enslaved black people, that segregated black people, and standing behind a man that supported segregation. Joe Biden supported segregation. He said it's what black people wanted. So let's just recap all of that. You're concerned about homophobia. For the 8 years that Joe Biden was in office, him and Obama didn't support gay marriage until the second term, but not when he was running for the second term. They didn't support gay marriage going into that office. You claim that you're concerned about racism and dying black men, yet you want to defund police officers. That makes entirely no sense. You cannot defund the people that are actually protecting black people.
And she's right about that. New York defunded $12 billion. Do you see how many people died in New York over the weekend in Manhattan? That just random people walked up on them and shot them in the head and walked away. They don't even have enough police officers to investigate. Do you guys actually see what the fuck going on? Or is it some of you emotional people that just sit back like, no, they're racist. He's that. She's a coon. Ain't listening to her. We listening to Cardi B. Your emotions are all over the fucking place. You don't even see logically what's going on. $12 billion just left New York Police Department. One of the biggest cities in the world has one of the smallest police departments, and people are killing at a rampage. Let's keep going, Candice.
Black people need more policing in their neighborhoods, not less of it. And by the way, in those neighborhoods, there are black police officers that are dying because it tends to be that police officers look like the neighborhoods that they're policing. So you are actually saying on a platform for more black men to die, for taxes to be raised, right? For a man that has a very atrocious race record to be put into office, who looked at you the entire time like he was confused when you were talking because he knew that you were nothing but a puppet for him to be able to get a platform. That's it. You're a puppet. They use you. Okay?
Woo! See, you gotta ride with somebody like that. I told y'all I don't like everything about it. I don't. But when you got somebody calling out the agendas, they calling out the BS and they telling it like it is, this is the stuff you got to pay attention to. Because she's up there with the big guys. She's up there like that. She's letting you know the agenda, what's happening. She's saying, listen, they're using you. That's true. Our people, black, Spanish, we need to understand. You get used. They're going to pay you a lot of money to manipulate other people that are broken emotionally. Black people are broken emotionally, so their leaders go to entertainers. They don't go to logical people. Like they don't make Dr. Boyce Watkins a leader. They don't make Dr. Claude Anderson a leader. They push them down and they say, you know what, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, we're gonna push y'all down and we're gonna put Cardi B over you. You kidding me? Get real. Get real.
And you want to sit here and talk about Trump using me, or like, what do you talk about? Using me for what? I don't work for the RNC. I don't get paid by the Trump campaign. I say what I believe. You don't know what to do when you're looking at a black woman that's free. That's what your problem is. I am telling you who I support, and I'm educated. And I'm challenging you to become educated. I'm challenging you to sit down with black conservatives, okay, and have a meaningful conversation.
All right. So that was her. She made a lot of sense. She made a lot of sense. You could not deny that. I don't like everything about her, but I love this rant that she did on Cardi B. Why do I love the rant? Because I'm getting sick of the fuckery. I'm getting sick of just complaining about life, and in general, it's time for us to start doing something about it. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it until we get more masculinity into men. The more masculinity we get into men, the more we can tell women the way it is so they straighten up. Women are only running free because there's nobody there to correct them, but then it's against the law to correct them, but a woman wants to be corrected.